This weekend, the Star and Star Sunday present Terminator Salvation Weekend. With a free poster on Friday, a free USB key on Saturday, and a free DVD with an exclusive behind-the-scenes documentary on Star Sunday, you'll be ready for the resistance.
I'm the only hope you have.
Fight back this weekend with your free Terminator Salvation goodie bag with the Star and Star Sunday.
We are outnumbered by machines. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance. You have no idea how important you are. Join us. This war ends tonight. This is John Connor.
Terminator Salvation.
Oh, there we go. May 14th, or I should say May 21st. It came out in Bahrain, Canada, Kuwait, Lebanon, and then United States. 2009. Hopefully you can hear me okay before I whistle on a bit too much. And then June 3rd for us in the United Kingdom. But welcome everyone. Who's in the house? Dawn's here. Christian Bale's best rant is the best thing. Yes, every reviewer's pretty much said that. Good evening. KP. Hello, Andy. This is Batman. Yeah. I will go straight away and see. What's his name? Christian Bale was miscast in this as John Connor. He is just doing Batman without the mask. He was supposed to play Marcus, and then the John Connor was a smaller part, but then he said, I wanted to play John Connor, and then they made it a bigger part. So, see, movie KP's watching something better. But a Terminator 2. Oh, amateur hour. Oh, cheeky. Right. Continuate because they never terminate, which is definitely one of the things we'll get to this. So this is the second start of a new franchise after Terminator 3 failed. Oh, thank you, Mike. Yes, luckily I got that done today. My Terminator 2 collection video. Yes, 2009, 20. No, not 20. It's not even that long. Shit. 16 years ago. So, yeah, look at this cheeky bastard. Says I'm sick now. I'm here. I've got my Lucozade, Night Nurse, all the drugs that the law will allow. And he's skipped on his second live stream in a row. So there we go. We'll see who's sick now. So I'm going to play this because it's a long film. We are watching the Blu-ray on the little TV today with the director's cut. So I'm hoping it's not too long. It doesn't say how long it is because I can't see this live. For mood, darling, moods. I was tempted to play the RAM, but people get sick of it. So this is by the Halcyon company who bought the rights after the failed Terminator 3, thinking this will be a winner. Sean Bale is definitely miscast and played it wrong. Yes. We'll get to the ending as well and how that would have worked. But we've got a lot of intro going here. I am feeling better. I was not at death's door. That was last year in February. I just slept a lot yesterday and having an early night tonight because I'll go work tomorrow. But I'm better now. Thank you, Andy. I think. Oh, I'm one of the only few people that knows McHugh. Is it McGee's real name? McHugh was John Wayne. So we got poor Anton Yelchin, but we got what's the name? Moonblood, who will see her tits later, which is always a bonus. Tell him Freddie sent you. Hello, Freddie. Wait, I'm putting it in. Okay. We're still in here for the Michael Ironside's in this, so the franchise has had Michael Ironside and Lance Henriksen too. Helena Bonham Carter's in here for no apparent reason. Just don't walk on set when Bale's actor on trash your lights, yes. But hi, Freddie. Can't be that good. It's free on UK Amazon. Oh dear, that is bad news. So, yeah, this whole point with this is set in 2003, where he's on death's row, and then he signs his body over to Cyberdyne for some fucking reason. There's going to be a lot of yes, Anton Yelchin is the best thing in the film. So yes, he is playing the young Carl Reese. And then, of course, next week, next Saturday, Genesis. Less said about that car race because at least people say he's slim and wiry like Michael Biehn in this one, at least. Good evening, Acres of Movies. Ooh, nice picture. Are we doing the director's cut? I put it on the director's cut, but I don't know if. Oh yeah, I am watching the director's cut here as well. So 157 minutes. No, an hour and 57 minutes. But so yeah, I got the Blu-ray here, and then I got this lovely steelbook, which is not very good because it shows LA on fire. But good luck to all those in LA. But this cost me like 50p. This, I think it's a DVD steelbook, but never mind. This film is poo. Yes, we are going to be trashing a lot of this film tonight. So hopefully there's no fans of it here. Because none of it makes any sense. I was at the cinema all day watching movies before this one played at midnight on that day. It started, I fell asleep, and then when I rented it, I gave it a 3 out of 10. Oh, there we go. Good. For fuck's sake, you didn't even go to the pub in the end. You can still... this finishes at 10, and you can go live. Arnie told us he'd be back, and he wasn't. Yes, this is... It's only, what's it, 6 years after Terminator 3, but Arnie was deep in governorship of Los Angeles. Or was it California? So he did turn up on set because they did have to use his likeness for the T-800 that gets shown up later. But that's about as much as you get. And Danny Elfman did the theme music for this one, the score. And then used the Terminator in 3 parts, I think, Terminator theme. Remember when people thought Sam Worthington was going to be the next big thing, and that didn't last. Bless him, he is a good bloke, an Aussie bloke. But yeah, he did get the let's make him a thing. Jay Courtney was the other one, wasn't he? Let's make them a big thing, and people disagreed. Because Jay Courtney's great in stuff like Jack Reacher, the first film. But yeah, I'm not a fan of his Captain Kangaroo, whatever it is. But yeah, Sam Worthington was in what? Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans, the Avatar movies, and everything. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You can't put the same person in everything. Timestamp, please. Right. I'm going to go by, 5 minutes, exactly. There we go. If you need another one, let me know. Yeah, I thought Terminator Salvation was all right. Yes, but a Terminator film should not be all right. So we got this. We're, like I said, 5 minutes in. And we have no idea what's going on. And plus, if you've seen the trailer, the twist is ruined. Anyway. The fire line is shifting. I may return at a moment after securing the livestock. Oh, with the estate workers' assistance thing. Oh, dear. Take care. There was an Arnold Schwarzenegger reference in the Simpsons movie. Oh, yes, because he was he president? So early in the 20th century, yes. So this is supposed to be not the future we see in Terminator 1 and 2. It's supposed to be a different future or something. It does supposed to follow on from Terminator 3. But none of it makes any sense. That's what the year is. I think it's 2035 or something. So somehow they have working jets. But you get this one big action scene to start with. I've come here for salvation from the new series of Dancing on Ice. Yes, that was on downstairs when I came up. I think it's just finishing, but yeah. So yeah, because if you remember the Terminator 1 and 2, in the future scenes, it's always set at night. They say it's only safe to go out at night. And then all the people have got laser guns, the same as the Terminators have. And then, so he lands on a Terminator and shoots it in the head a few times, but it never says if they've got armor-piercing bullets in this, which is the number one product I would use, but they seem to take out Terminators with relative ease with just normal shooting at them. But yeah, he just jumps down a hole with no idea what's below and seems to be hanging about 1,000 feet in the air from nowhere. Yay! Ian's here. Jay Courtney box office poison. Seems to be now, doesn't he? Yes, but most Terminator films are just all right. But yes. We'll get to the other ones next time. I saw this in theaters and was like, what the fuck? I was the same, Freddy. Everyone had high hopes because they were taking the story in a different direction. But yeah, so they're going down here. There's just a group of men with normal guns. Looks like there's AR-15s everyone's on about. And yeah, and a Terminator pops up, which is very similar to the big robot T-1s in the first film. And then it's taken down with no trouble. After 2 hours, I still have no idea what's going on. Yes, exactly. Because the story's... It's a bit crap. Because they're going to this tunnel because it's a secret base of the machines. Right, that's where I'll start with what's going on. Because in Terminator 3, Skynet launches the missiles, killing all the humans. Because for some reason, that's what Skynet wants to do. There, for destroying most of the Earth and all the cities and everything. And then there's only a few people alive. So I don't know. But then suddenly, this AI, which it has become, does it not nuke all the power stations or something? Avoids all that and only hits the people because it's going to need electricity. And then how does it make Terminators? Because in what was it? Terminator 3, they've only made the big T1s and a couple of small hunter killers, but then by then, oh dear, yeah, never mind. It takes off from there, and they have somehow managed to make factories of making these other Terminators from 600s, which are the ones with the rubber skin, to the 800s, which have humans' skin. So who's making these things? Because they're rounding up humans as well in this one, but it doesn't say what they're doing with them. They're all in this base, or they're going shipped to the Skynet big branch later on. So if anyone knows, let me know. Technically, Terminator Fame is owned by Disney internationally. Oh dear. Oh, good evening, Adrian. I've got Raise the Titanic on Rewind channel. That's a good film. I know it's not much happens in it, but it is a good film. I watched an 80s movie called Turf Tough on the Foursome app. Some good stuff on there, but careful typing foursomes. No matter what happens in the Terminator films, they can keep sending Terminators back in time to make the previous film irrelevant. Exactly, because the second film's pushing it where they send a Terminator back. Skynet sends a Terminator back to kill Sarah Connor, but at the same time, it's quick thinking. It says, we'll send an ultra-sophisticated model to another timeline at the same time, and then, of course... Well, actually, by Terminator 3 it happens again. So was it all at the same time? Because I think it's only by Genesis we actually see the time machine, isn't it? Is this the one where they have Terminator motorbikes or something that are for some reason built to accommodate humans? That is exactly what this is. So we get another long shot where he takes off his helicopter, he gets shot down. It's all supposed to be one shot, but these one shots never work because you can see where it goes, cuts. Yeah, so it cuts there, spins there, cuts there, CGI there, cuts there. It's blatantly obvious. It doesn't really work as a fancy one shot. And it's also unnecessary. But yes, we'll get to that in a minute. Yes, this is stupid. Somehow T-800s already exist when this model isn't supposed to show up until many years later into the war, and Reese is older when they fought the T-600s. Exactly. Because I think this is supposed to be 5-10 years before he sends Reese back. But yet, the technology's all behind. They haven't got the laser guns and all sorts of stuff. It even looks ugly. It's like a dullness. Yeah, there's no color. Look at that. That's the Blu-ray up there. It looks like a black and white film. And what's this nuclear bomb come from? His whole team was wiped out, and then he tries to escape. And this is the first of many where Terminator grabs someone and throws them, even though it would have just like squished his hand or pulled his throat out. And then he's got a handgun, he shoots it in the head, and that does nothing. And then it throws him again into the plane, where happens to be a big machine gun. That's the only thing. But, so yeah, a massive machine gun is the only thing, at close range is the only thing that stops it. And it still takes a good 10 seconds shot at its head to do anything. So yeah, this is the first character that gets thrown about instead of just permanently damaged, because it comes up behind him, puts his hand on his shoulder, waits, and then throws it when he could just... I know the film be over, but the one at the beginning, they say the one at the end of Terminator 1 was reaching out as it's being squished, would have done some damage to Sarah Connor at that point. I did think of that. I had heard of Tough Turf. Roland Kick. Kick. Was he a wrestler? Because that's about as close as I get, or a bodybuilder. Time travel movies are flawed from from the beginning, really. Yes, they certainly are. Let's see in there. So I generally struggle to tell the two protagonists apart. They're so meh to me. Yes, the fact that they got their same haircut. Oh, here we go. So then, hours later, the only person to come out is Marcus. Now, is he? I think he's supposed to be. He's got he's got underwear on this. He's not hanging dong like Arnie does, but he's covered in mud. So as far as he knows, he's just been was it in the death by needle, wasn't it, in this one? And he's just woken up in the future and doesn't know what's going on. But we'll get to that when it comes up later. And I agree. We'll try and work out, try and tell films in my mind, and I'm going cross-heading, super confused. Exactly. None of them make much sense. Jane Spader, there you go, another one. I remember Arnie looking like the Hulk in this. Yeah, it's supposed to be the same dimensions as his original appearance, but he certainly looks bigger. There's at least one video game of this one. But it's mostly just a run and shoot at Terminators. And this is the next part of the story. Everyone just gets up and walks everywhere. So they're supposed to be all over the bloody shop. At one point, she says there's a day's hike to the base. And then the next minute, John Connor's come back to this place, that point, and then stolen on a bike, which is supposed to have taken a few hours. But there's the another bit. John Connor's on a helicopter. The base is on a submarine, which makes sense. Keep it moving so they can't find it. But then he makes the pilots open the door and he jumps out with his gun and a whole load of military stuff, just drops in the ocean, of a very rough ocean. So they have to bring the sub up to get him. Right. In the world of multiverses, maybe there will be a Terminator movie where they can send Terminator back to murder all of James Cameron in order to change the timeline of the Terminator movies. Although Cameron and Carpenter, they do like signing off to their movies, sequels, don't they? So we get Michael Ironside, and then we get the world leaders. I think because it never mentions how much the world was destroyed. And then no one believes he's the savior. 360 and the PS3 thing. I do like time travel movies, but the same they do my head in, yes. Oops, Freddy. Bale's Batman incoming, yes. This is John Connor. If you notice when Connor climbed out the tunnel, Terry Crews, I did think it was Terry Crews, but he was cut out. He was the brother of Common's character in this. Crazy. I was looking there, I thought, that looks like Terry Crews. Would you like to time travel any year you wanted, but he was naked? Depends where I end up. A the Playboy Mansion in the 60s. Throwing in Narnia and just reeked of fan service. Yeah. I don't think there's... It's not in any advertisements. I think it's going to pick up on this. Like, there's a scene that's not in this version because in the first film he says that the T600s have plastic covering and they were easy to spot, and then the one we'll see in a minute they originally filmed it with a plastic skin on it, looking dodgy, but then for some reason they cut it all out and just made it look like a Terminator. Maybe they should go back to 1922 and try and do part 3 onwards again, except this time not total dog shit. Yes, because their biggest mistake is trying to outdo Terminator 2, which is when we get to Dark Fate, which is a remake of part 2. But just more over the top, because if you think of part 2, it ends in a factory after a chase with a truck and a helicopter. But then all these other films are just going way too big. You just need easily make a $50 million on the streets of a city chasing someone again. Like copy the first one. That's the template. Less likely to lose money because this is the second attempt at a new sequel trilogy, and the second time the company went bankrupt for trying it. And then we've got 2 more coming up. Yeah, I didn't spot him until right then, because it's right up and close to me. Back to 1985, of course. I was born in 85. What nice. Hey, there's Corey. Welcome. Does Einstein lose any limbs? He usually gets something pulled off. I think this is after... Hadn't he been ill and returned to acting? Was it after this? Because he's quite big, barrel-chested now, isn't he? He was in, was it Nobody? But in this, he gets blown up. Spoilers. Yeah, I forgot Michael I was in this. I watched this. So then we get Bryce Dallas Howard. I think she's supposed to be Kate Brewster, isn't she? But now she's gone from veterinary nurse to heart surgeon. But then she's pregnant, but it never actually says anything about being pregnant or any reference to it at all, I don't think. I bought Dark Fate on 4K and I was disappointed. It looks good. I like how, yes, I see someone noticed. Like my Terminator vision, yes. Bit of red lighting for Roxanne. So they did get, I was going to say Sarah Connor, the actress that plays Sarah Connor, back to record some lines for the tapes that John Connor plays, which were the ones she records in the first film. And then, of course, we've got the picture taken, which is somehow this Polaroid has survived this long. Because this is supposed to be the same character from Terminator 3, just he's turned a bit more serious now. Everything's gone tits up. I think this is a PG-13 and an R-rated version. Well, yeah, I was going to say, because I don't think that I think apart from was it Blood Moon Good or whatever her name's tits, I don't think of what's missing, because this is only a 12 on the director's cut. So they definitely were going for the kids will love this. They reintroduced the regenerator toy for this film where the Terminators go in this little thing and you fill it up with gunk and it makes it look like they've got skin on them. And then you can peel it off. But sadly, expensive stuff. So this had a $200 million budget. And it didn't even make $400 million back worldwide. It might have done better on home video, but I don't think rentals were as big a thing back then anyway. So yeah, now he's turned up in LA. So it doesn't show you any times on this, so you don't know how long it's taken him, because it probably could have taken him a week. And LA is deserted, apart from Kyle Reese and a kid, and this Terminator who can't shoot for shit. Yeah, so this is the one that was supposed to have rubber, but they took it off. Alternate versions, here you go. The Blu-ray as an R-rated director's cut. So this R-rated director cut is just a 12 here. When John Connor and company infiltrate the underground base, a sentry robot pops up and quickly dispatched. Oh, there you go. Extra dialogue between Connor on the submarine. And then, yeah, Blair bathes in the rain the moment she sees Marcus looking at her. She covers herself and Marcus turns away, yeah. So seeing her tits is about the only bit. The scene where the two marauders is more violent. Marcus is actually shown stabbing one of them in the shoulder. Oh, yeah. So they're fighting off the grape sodas. Longer dialogue from Blair during the campfire scene. The sequence of one of them, man being shot, trying to scale a fence at Skynesting, processing. John Connor's speech is extended. The fight between the T-800 and Marcus is a few seconds longer. Marcus trying to revive John Connor is slightly longer. So exactly. No reason to call it a director's cut as such. Whichever format I had this on, I'd be disappointed. I think this is only... I think this is the only Terminator movie I've never seen before. Technically, yeah, you don't have to watch them in any particular order, do you? They're all just rebooting after the second one. Now, there's people here. They've set up all these traps for this dropper old. How the hell did they lift that for a start? This kid and Kyle Reese lifting this thing. The Terminator shoots himself in his head. But so yeah, they set up all these traps, and there's supposed to be people say that the little kid here is the one that's with Kyle Reese in the beginning, in the future scenes in Terminator 1, that when they're chucking the things under the hunter killers and she gets blown up. Can you get that photo as merchandise? That's a good point. I'm gonna print my own out, stick it up on the wall. You're not missing, man. Good evening, well, hello there. Gareth has Terminator sheets on his. He's got a bed. Don't ask me how I know this. Hey, if I could get Terminator bed sheets, I would. Yeah, so he's on about 2600s. What day is this? The year. So yeah, there's a lot of fan service coming up. It's made this much, Sanzani, yes. And then, of course, he comes back for 2 more. Nice setup. Thank you. Just in the bloody lights. Told you. Stay out of my eye line. Do I come and tell you what to do? Doop-de-doop-doo. Is there any snow in the Terminator? Is there any snow in a Terminator or anything? Hey, snow. They did use a lot of models rather than CGI in this, like the building collapsing here. Because some reason, this is another thing. Terminators have very bad hearing, and they have no infrared detection. You know, they are mentioned in the first one as having infrared detection. So there was just wasn't even a hunter killer. It was another type of spaceship. It's called a hunter killer. I guess it's a different design, but it didn't hear them or I didn't see them. I think the R-rated version has a few F-bombs. Yeah, that's about it. I think I found a bottle. I should have had some else. Warm my throat up. The Nike Vandal. I do. Yeah, so this is the next. This film introduces so many versions of Terminators. We got the Terminator eels now that are found in rivers that will rip you to shreds. So yes, what they found in the base was a signal that if you broadcast this signal at a certain volume and frequency, it shuts down the machines. Or does it? Would be funny if they do a Terminator movie with this prototype model which had the bony rubbery skin. Yes. Send it back to the 80s and see if he blends in. I thought R-rated show boobs. That's what we're all here for. It's from a distance, I'm watching. Hey, there's Rob. Welcome, Rob. Best movie of this year. It was released. Oh dear. What else came out? Let's have a look. The year was how well this did. Yeah, so you don't want to go after dark. Hunter killers have infrared and hunt better at night, but they obviously don't use it during the day. And then most of this film takes place during the day. Right, what do I say? 2009. It was. Is it in the top 10? Don't know why. Did I? Is it 2009? I said. Yeah. It must be in the order, is it? Did I miss it? Oh, there it is. Right, so it's not in the top 10. It's not in the top 15. It's in number 16, just behind the first. What's it? Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious. Is that the fourth one? X-Men Origin Wolverine beat this. So number one, of course, Avatar. So he did have a good year, Sam Worthington. Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Ice Age, Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers, 2012, Up, Twilight Saga, New Moon, Sherlock Holmes, Angels and Demons, and The Hangover, all in the top 10. Although, not the greatest of years, but let's see. Don't slag off Sam Worthington in the chat. If he wasn't doing the Avatar films, you might pop along. No one's appearing tonight. No one else wanted to be a guest on this one either. What does that tell you about the film? Would Steve Martin have improved this one instead of him looking pallid? It's complicated. I do like some Steve Martin. I've been enjoying Only Murders in the Buildings, and especially when him and Martin Short go on chat shows together, which is why I watched The Jerk this last week. It made me feel better. Yeah, they are the Nikes. Nike. I don't like I like something with a bit of heel, but yeah, Cuban heel for me. But Des Rant, yes, the poor director of photography. Although that was what made people more interested in this film. Yeah, this feels more like a Mad Max movie to me, and just not a good one. Yeah, this is another film where they went Mad Max. So now, so suddenly Marcus is an expert on everything. He's a proper girl boss because he can fix radios, he can fix cars, he can fight, he knows how to use weapons and tactics and stuff. But it's never mentioned why or anything. We don't even know what his crime was. A policeman got killed, and so did his brother, and that's why he feels he deserves the death penalty. But speaking of which, Steve Martin had put away his time banjo on and Hulu show who makes high concept comedy movies instead of the nettled some stuff he engages in nowadays. Yeah. Although it's because of the fires, Steve Martin and Martin Short's comedy show they were going to make stage shows got cancelled, which I saw the other one they did. That was pretty fun. They are a good couple. There's John Connor. So we find out at the end of the film that Marcus' mission, whether he knows it or not, is to bring John Connor and Car East together at the plant, just so they could be killed. When Marcus can kill Car East right here, no problems. And somehow petrol's still good after 10 years. But yeah, so Marcus runs into both people he's supposed to be killing when he could do it quite easily. And then, the whole of LA is a desert apart from these two. Makes no sense. See, who is Common? Is he a rapper? Because that's as much as I know rappers as I know wrestlers. But he was good in John Wick. I think it'd be more effective if Terminators were much more covert, just quietly found the person off them. Steve Martin would make a good Terminator. No one fearing will run away. Yes, you can do model balloons and play the banjo, as you said. But yeah, that's how Terminator was supposed to be, wasn't it? Lance Henriksen style. Oh, Andy thinks this is the best one of the Terminator films, all 6. You were lucky, Andy. You left that. People would have turned on you. Sam Worthington, yeah. He is the only one. Well, and Anton. I'm giving it all. But of course, he was recommended for the production, because he was working with Cameron on Avatar at the time. I think there's been a couple of serious roles, hasn't there, with Steve Martin, sort of. I can't remember what they're called, though. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor in Stakeout. I don't think it would have worked. Well, maybe. But no, obviously, yes. I thought it was a bit different because they're different ages, but maybe. The shower scene in See No Evil, Hear No Evil. So here we go. So it's a scout for the Terminators. So he lets Kyle Reese drive the car, even though Kyle Reese has never even seen a car running, not alone driven one, but he's doing very well right now. Keep it steady. I've never driven before, but if anyone who's driven their first lesson remembers, they would not be in a chase. And then they've identified it's Kyle Reese. This flu thing you've had recently, I had it the other week. It was horrible. Yes. I seem to be had it delayed. Everyone else had it at Christmas, so I was lucky I missed that. But yeah, Sam Worthington can throw a tire around and take out a robot drone. But yeah, this flu, it's worldwide as well, because we would have been doing Bloodsport tonight, but one of the lads from Frightly Forgotten, he's got the flu, so. And I got it, and then I got, fuck it. Let's wait till next week when we're better. We can drink a load of beers. Which situation in real life is more likely to happen, Terminator or Planet of the Apes? Terminator, I guess. But I think AI blowing up the world would shoot itself in the foot. Because who's going to Control Alt delete it and reboot it if it crashes? Now, this might be the same petrol station from the last 3 films. The end of Terminator 1, the middle of Terminator 2, and then where was it in Terminator 3? The middle. But who knows? There is some shaky gang in this. It's not, yeah, it's like, I even now, when he's just walking, it's like moving. Now, I don't know if that's a hint, because he walks up and then he goes to scan. Which, if you haven't seen the trailer, I had the flu virus for about 2 weeks recently. I'm actually patient here. It's been coming through the screens. Can't see Pryor playing a cop. It's funny how many serious roles he did in the 70s, Richard Pryor, that I never knew about. So now we get some people who have been living out in the sticks, somehow surviving. I never got COVID flu in for 5 years, knock on wood. Well done, Freddie. Terminator's more like to happen. Loads of companies are working on AI and robots already. Do we trust Elon's robots? I'm trying to think if either of them played cops before or robbers. Don't think so. Terminator's more likely the way AI is going. Did McGee? I agree, Mark. I think the machines have have already won. Lol. AI's about to steal most office workers' jobs. Yeah. Sweet Terminator merchandise in your video, by the way. Ah, thank you. Yes, finally got it done. I would have done it before, but I kept buying stuff. So that book was the last thing. Hang on. Just I think if I already have it. Hang on, let me just turn the light on. I can't remember if I have. It's Alien Resurrection. Oh. No, hang on. Dress. Man of Steel. No. I thought I had Salvation as a book. I don't think I do. This really doesn't look like a $200 million film. No. Because they got a lot of this practical robots, which is probably where the money went. But so you got this like giant RoboCop 2 sending people flying, shooting, something that explodes and sends them flying. Once again. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. The washed out look. This guy gets run over. That's a good shot, though. And then he runs off again. Being a cleaner for a living, I'd be amazed if they took my job. Yeah. They'll always need Charlie work being done. If you were a robot and I knew, would you prefer me to tell you or not? Oh, shit. That's a loaded question, isn't it? No, thanks. I'll be advised not to. But yeah, so they say run to the tunnels, but they're in the middle of nowhere, so unless they dug the tunnels, I don't know what that would be used for. When I watched Terminator on 4K, my floor, jaw hit the floor, how good it looks. I have heard. Because I've got Andy going to do a review of the Terminator 2 4K. Once I'm ready to put in my video. They have these robot hoovers, but people just put their cats on them so they can ride around the living room. Exactly. So there's another thing. This 1 minute, this robot's blowing people up, saying, "Get out of it," and the next minute he's just collecting humans, but we don't know why. And then we get to this scene where he reverses a petrol tank that's on fire, which is going to upset Mad Max, all that petrol. And then shooting at it doesn't do anything. But then we get the old one-handed shotgun thing. Shit. And then somehow Star has a flare. Where did you get that from? But see, it doesn't. It's only petrol to the tank, and then it blows up. But which is a hell of an explosion. But of course, it doesn't stop the Terminator. I don't think there's nothing on the horizon, is there? Since Dark Fate was 2019, was it? So now it's shooting at them, but either it's because it was in the middle of fire, I didn't know where they were, but it just missed them and shot the car in front of them. And then for some reason, all these cars are parked strategically through the road. And then, then we get the Moto Terminators, another thing. So, which motorbikes that, as we know later, can be ridden by humans if they just detach them, they can reprogram them. But yes, another Terminator film is way off. We had that anime, didn't we, last year? See, this was directed by McG, who done Charlie's Angels. But it's not really his directions that's at fault, it's just the story. Kind of obvious, but Arnie's definitely missed. Not that you could just say the crappy sequels he was in. No. definitely. Yes, Franz is skipping the Terminator once he's admit that. Don't blame him, yes. He might be here for... I don't know if he's even going to bother with Superman 3 on Wednesday. Hang on. Hopefully. What have I got this week? Well, this is an ongoing scene. There's a bit where pushing out a windscreen of a truck. So, Tuesday at 6 p.m., it's Arthur Matthews interview, who co-wrote Father Ted and Toast of London and other stuff. Superman 3 on Wednesday. Danny Bilson interview on the Friday, and Terminator Genesis on Saturday, Bloodsport Sunday. So yeah, one of the things about Terminator, because a Terminator motorbike is not a good idea. Because how does it get up if it's knocked over? Have there been streams for the two good Terminator films? Yes. We did Terminator 1 last year. I think I did it. What did we do? Terminator, Predator, and Commando in one night, me and Jeff. And I did Terminator 2. Must be about 2 years ago now. I don't know if I've done Terminator 1 before as well. But yes, so that's what I thought. I'd better finish it off in one quick month. Imagine how much of this would be if it was Bloodsport. Indeed. Perhaps this house says we need a season of French New Wave art films as a palate cleanser. And what would that be? Can you name one, Ian? I don't think I have any. I have to check my foreign language section. So yeah, so this thing drops people from like 30 feet into metal. It's already fancy how it fits in there and then goes to sleep on top of the other thing. And then Marcus jumps with the axe and swings and... yeah. And then in a minute, because that's the one thing about Terminators is how heavy they are. So when they got in the Jeep earlier, it should have gone like down one side because they're so heavy. And then we get this bit where he drops and he drops from 1,000 feet and then bounces on the water 100 times. Yes. It seems when you get 3 great films in a row, it's forgettable, is it? Yes, Sally. This Terminator movie is so boring. I never liked it, never will. How did no one see or hear that giant machine coming? It's such a stupid moment. Yeah, these things. Yeah, so there he is. He falls, bounces, snapped in half, dead. I remember Largetti and The Weekend from my film studios class. Oh, I have no idea. Don't know those ones. Not a regular viewer, I confess. Maybe you could get. I'll go and get Betty Blue down. We'll put that on instead. But yeah, so we got somehow she's holding her own against a Terminator. We got Christian Bale shouting at us at the screen, "Eject, eject!" It just happens to crash right next to where Sam Worthington is. So how did the road machines make all these spaceships and Terminators when the humans have barely got anything to do? They're all using old shit. Any other Christian Bale boring movies? He's done quite a few films since this I haven't seen. It's, yeah, like when the T-Rex creeps up on them in Jurassic Park 3. Yeah. I think you'd get a lot more regulars joining for the Betty Blue watch party. Indeed. Yes. They get Bob McCall and Franz for that one. French art or fart for short, indeed. But yeah. Is this the only Terminator film with a Welsh connection? It probably is. Trying to think who's in there. Yeah, I think so. Now, when she has this like red makeup across her eyes, which I guess is a tribal thing or whatever, but then it seems to disappear or fade as the film goes on. Now, I don't know what's about that because she's cutting her straps and then she drops. And then he grabs her, but I'm not sure if she was hoping he would, or there was no situation. Oh, it's only a small drop anyway. Rank the last 3 Terminator films. Ooh. Which one do we got? What are we? I put Genesis at the top, then Dark Fate, then this probably. Genesis and Dark Fate, and this. There you go. The Samurai better movie. Well, now everyone's got the ideas. This film misses hardly, but not the corny one-liners that he likes. He thinks people love. Well, yes, judging by Terminator 3, yes. Now, how far is your base? Oh, it should be 1 or 2 days hike, and it's that way. So let's see what happens in 2 days, then, shall we? Because so we've rounded up the humans. And for what purpose? I think that's the main problem with it. It's boring. It's absolute death knell for me when watching a movie. Exactly. We get to this bit where we're supposed to humanize the humans. We're all worried about what's going to happen to them. They're going to kill us. They're going to kill everyone. But if they were going to kill them, why didn't they do it? Why would they collect them? And then it just herds them into this big factory later on. So whether they're factory workers, and then they actually help people, who knows? Well, working in a movie test market research, I thought they had made an error when I saw the Terminator Genesis poster. I thought they meant to say RoboCop versus Terminator Genesis game. Yeah, that's a tricky one, isn't it? Clickbait. Which Terminator are you? I don't know. Oh, hang on. It's the best bit of the film coming up. Terminator 1, where Arnie's got his eyebrows singed off. Oh, take care. Stacy. Wouldn't work for us in the UK when the Genesis was called the Mega Drive. There you go. I'm only just finding this out. So there you go. So, right. This is for no reason at all strips in the rain. And then is in mostly shadow. And then starts washing her tits. But then, he might be watching. Madness. I have to go and see Terminator Mega Drive. Can't do that on this. Doesn't turn up yet. The past few Terminator films seem to want you to forget about the previous film, making the whole series so disjointed. It doesn't help at all, does it? I know Halloween's franchise was a bit like that, but this is 3 and 4, which are supposed to follow each other, like this one. Seems to be nothing the same. And then, Genesis completely wipes out 3 and 4. And then Dark Fate tries to, outdo them all, doesn't it? Because she didn't look good. Maybe they deliberately made Genesis impossible as well, so nobody could find the bad reviews. Exactly. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, there's a guy stabbed. Yeah, I can imagine he sticks it. Yeah, there's a bit there where he gets hit and he goes, and it's the same look a Terminator gives when you hit him. And then, yeah, so they're fighting this guy. And they're on a. When they notice, like, when he punches you and, like, knock your head off. Unless they made him in a human mode, so he doesn't have all his strengths. Because when they opened him up earlier, later on, it's he's got a human heart for some fucking reason. And then I think it's only a human heart. I don't know if he has anything else. And a human brain, which it makes it, but yeah, it's programmable. So it makes 0 sense. And yeah, his Aussie accent does slip out a few times. What else information about this film is there? Christ, we're not even halfway through. You people, help me. So yes. Christian Bale, Sam Wellington. Who else is in this? Jada Grace is the star. Bryce Dallas Howard, who barely gets a mention in this. Yeah, that's about it. Not much interesting. Different writers. So this, well, that's what like this is a 6.5 on IMDb. Terminator 3 has a 6.3. Genesis has a 6.3. Dark Fate has a 6.2. The first Terminator is at 8.1, and Terminator 2 has an 8.6. I don't think there's. Yeah. So yeah, this is supposed to be part of their 2-day hike, but we're still on the first night. Yes. Then the interesting thing happened is I just realised we're not halfway through. Why do they not make a proper Plan T4 sequel that would have brought back Nick Stahl, Claire Danes, and Arnie? Yeah. Well, that was one of the original ideas. Of course, they were hoping Terminator 3 would be a success, and they could bring them all back, but it wasn't. So they scrapped it and did this instead. The Halloween do the same trick discarded in the previous ones, and they're probably embarrassed about it. Oh, which I think the Terminators are dead in the water at this point. Yes, they can't. Oh, a Terminator film. Would you like to go to? Oh, Terminator locations. Well, the Terminator 2 mall is no longer. I don't know. I'm trying to think because there is a video with Robert Patrick visiting locations in LA from a few years ago, but there's not much left of them, and then most of this is desert. The bar from Terminator 2 beginning is no longer a thing. I guess. Texmar, if it's still a place. Yes, nothing interesting has happened. But now we're getting. It's supposed to be when they're testing the signal. Now, I've seen this film a few times. I still can't remember where it goes wrong. So they test the signal here on a bigger ship, and it powers off and drops. And they say, "Great, we've done it." So we need a I don't know whether they haven't planned on what they're going to do with it later on. There have been a lot of scenes of post-apocalyptic musings, Mike. I could see Patrick Forgenchecker. Yes, his fat Mexicans are not so much. Well, which is a better infiltration unit? Yeah, see, Michael Myers, technically well. Although it's probably someone should make that a thing. Oh, the Griffith Observatory. That's been used in a lot of films, hasn't it? The burger joint. Arnie's maid could play Sarah. She probably wasn't that good, but anyway, where the hell are the Terminators in this awful movie? There's hardly been any scene. Yes, that's what it all pays off in the second half. So yes, people aren't listening to John Connor, and he's getting upset. The burly beef. Yes, what's the burly beef? So yeah, we've got these. So here we go. They've landed and then being herded into the factory. Maybe it's an Amazon factory. So then, yeah, they're herded into there. Then the first thing they do is get scanned. One of them, and then Kari's gets flagged. This is Kari. So they just pick him up and take him out. So just go squishing him. So, and then that is a problem solved for Skynet right there. Yeah, what is a burly beef? Tough turf filmed in Terminator locations. There you go. Yeah, Techno is probably McDonald's by now, and not a fun one. Oh, so there you are. There was one scene there where there was a rubber-faced Terminator. Hang on. It was so dark you couldn't actually see anything. And it was damaged. I was at the Griffith Observatory a few months ago. Naked Arnie was on my mind the whole time. Nice. Because the Rocketeers filmed there. They did. What else they done there? Rebel Without Cause. None of your films. Dragnet. That kid would be in trouble if he put ice cream in my pocket. Right, here we get the twist, the big reveal. Let's walk through the magnetic minefield. What? Did you not know you had robot metal legs? So yeah, it blows him up. The rod and thy staff, they confront me. So then he has flashbacks. And then nonsense. Son of a bitch is heavy. Yes, and then suddenly more morphine. And then, he's got a prosthetic lip. What? Pulse is good. So he's got a pulse. They open up his jacket, shocked expression. And then, yeah. Common smashes his head with a gun and he's out like a light. So a month of LA movies. And what would I have on this list of LA movies, Mike? I wonder if Terminator had any promotional food, and I'm not saying I don't think what it could be. But get your burly beef. Well, if I ever finish my video, Terminator 2 had Subway promotional. I don't think anywhere else did. I couldn't find anything else. One silly thing that bugs me about the first scene in Terminator 1 is why the hell is the garbage truck on the top floor of the building? Is it? Oh, I guess it's supposed to be I think it's got a ramp. Oh, be nice. Escape from LA. LA Story. I have LA Story. To Live and Die in LA. To Live and Die in LA. Nightcrawler. All fun films. And only one of them I have. So yeah, he doesn't. He's all damaged and He knows nothing about his past. I was born to be alive. Yeah, some of the effects there don't hold up when he's wriggling around. Oh, sweet. Yes. I saw Gutenberg being interviewed in a street about wildfires, and at the end, the reporter asked us his name. I like, bow down for fucking Steve fucking Gutenberg. Yeah, bless him. Yeah. Although, technically, what was it? Lava Angeles? Wasn't that in LA with Steve Gutenberg, where volcanoes were coming up full of spiders? Could watch an episode of LA Law. See, no good ideas coming up. Predator 2 is set in LA, yes, that's it. Although I have done that one, but it was a long time ago. Volcano, yeah, there you go. That was set in LA, of course. They've done Naked Gun. Tom Baker. It's sad we missed Arnold during his governor years, yes. Because how big a break was it? It was quite a gap, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Arnold. See, even Jeff wouldn't join me for this one. He's coming back for Genesis, though. And then we got Brian Lomax for Dark Fate. So, let's see. What was Arnie doing? So, yeah. 2003, Terminator. 2004, Around the World in 80 Days. 2005, The Kid and I don't know what that is. Then The Jump, uncredited in The Expendables, in his cameo in 2010. Expendables 2, 2012. Back properly, The Last Stand, his first solo starring role, 2013. Demolition Man. So yeah, he had, technically, I guess, he was only a cameo in Around the World, so 2003, pretty much 10 years of no Arnie. How dare you not know who Kevin Gutenberg is? Do. Yeah, the man was the biggest star of the 80s, pretty much. He had 4 Police Academy films, 3 Men and a Baby, 2 Cocoon films, Short Circuit. Now he's doing theatre now, so he's very happy if you see him on Instagram. Won't talk to me though, but yes. Have you seen the female Terminator? Yes, I think Dr. Impossible sent me the DVD of that. it's there's nothing to do with females or Terminators, really. It's a straightforward C movie, is being kind, but yes, it's more of a martial arts film than that, I think. They're taking pot shots at him. His films literally fizzled out before The Governator, yes, but they really seem to be crap on his return. I like The Last Stand. It's a bit of fun. Escape Plan is all right. Sabotage was messed with, wasn't it? That's not the film it was supposed to be. Maggie. That's quite a sad film, so that does work. Who knows? He might have been the wrong person to put in it. Terminator Genesis. Aftermath, another serious film, didn't do well. Killing Gunther, I have a soft spot for, but he's barely in it. Iron Mask, I thought, what's that? That's a Jackie Chan film. But Arnie's in there, it's not too good. But he's pretty much, Dundee Donstruck to Fubar. He hasn't actually done a lot since then, has he? Bless him. Yes, LA, our thoughts with you this week. I like how Arnold was still on the cover of Met's Fitness like a year ago. Could have had that Bud Light. Oh no, that's women's fitness, wouldn't it? I guess you can say no because in Terminator 3, she's all over the shop when they're driving. Yes, Aftermath was really depressing. Yes, it was. The Day After, yes. Steve Guttenberg of the nuclear war, of course. Yeah, so this is the first conversation I think he's had with his wife in this whole film. The commander's about to bomb my father and the rest of those prisoners, and I cannot stop them. But yeah. But there he is, Dan, the last good one of the series. Well, we haven't got that far yet. Crash is a good LA movie. Oh, that'd be a fun one to watch. The Expendables movies were all varying degrees of disappointing, yes. They just got going properly with Expendables 2. I do enjoy Expendables 3 more than I enjoy Expendables 1. Even though it's tame. But yeah. Yeah, The Day After. He's also got... Damn, what did I see him? He's a very small part in Roller Coaster, the movie. He's got a giant afro haircut. Because it's like 1978 or something. But yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know what he was expecting to happen there. A fireball goes over him, but... he's not really damaged by it. There you go. LA Confidential, of course. Mulholland Drive, What's Upon a Hollywood. So many LA movies. I got LA Confidential. I keep forgetting to do that one at Christmas time because it's such a Christmas. I met Steve Guttenberg in Manchester in 2019. He was chatting with me like we were all friends the whole time. I think I shouldn't be meeting Guttenberg. I'm scum. I'm not worthy. Crash, the Bullock movie. Oh, Crash, the sexy car crash movie. I would say sexy car crash movie, but Breakfast Club over Expendables. Okay. What's your favorite film set in Western Superman? I don't think the only thing we get filmed here or used to are period dramas. That's about it. And dramas in general. We don't get much set here. Steve Guttenberg and Zach Gallion, whatever his name is. They do look familiar. Similar. Another scene in the church in the first Expendables, yeah. He wants to be president. Yeah, I'll draw that far. You take a right. So they're hiding in the hall. Just he puts his hand out. They get shot. Then she shoots a light, and then volcanoes in LA. Yeah, and then so they couldn't. They were playing a little bit of music in the car earlier, and that attracted the load of Terminator drones and stuff. But then they're blowing the shit out of this whole area with gunfights and missiles, and it's not attracting any attention. Yeah, Western Superman movies, so not any classics to choose from. Andy, I'm glad to see. It was nice. He seems like a very nice guy when I watch him on his social media videos. Yes, so it's nice that he was like that in real life. Yeah, I think he's very thankful for what he has these days. He's a very happy man. Always trying to be positive. Unlike Mike's, my ex used to have a lot of period dramas. Don't they? Oh, fuck's sake! I'm losing my target audience. None identifying as males under 20. Thanks, guys. Right, anyway, back to the film. So, he's escaped by giving her his jacket. He's got a motorbike, and he knows how to ride a motorbike as well, so he's not definitely a Mary Sue. Waiting for the last 10 minutes so I can take my fucking night nurse. That's not Rosie Dixon. Right. So, yeah. She can see him. No one else can see him. But yeah, this is where it goes more ridiculous. Where was Wish You Were Here set? I think that was Brighton, not Western-super-Mare, luckily. Range of the Day was shot in Western, yes. I know. They filmed a big mansion in Bath. They used that for the main house, I think. No one's bailed on this movie. Thank you for staying with me, everyone. But now, so what's he doing now? So he keeps, despite this a Terminator, he keeps getting knocked out, or so now he's being napalmed, and he gets thrown into the water. Although he should sink like a stone. There is points for using a lot of practical, because that helicopter is really going down the river and landing nearly on the water. You got this guy with a flare in the water. And what could be in the water? Sun is coming up at him with flashing red eyes. And yeah, pulls him into the water. And it's one of those bloody eels. And then it attacks the helicopter. So this is the second helicopter crash John Connor's been in. Hang on, I just realised about that bailed. Get lost, Michael Myers.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
That's been my temperature. I missed that on the first time. During a recent cold spell, did you fall on the ice at all? I came close a few times. Close, yes, once, because it only happened one day. On the way to school, there's a railway bridge, so it's like a slope up, a slope back, a slope across, and a slope down, a slope down, and then two sections of it are just like it's like an ice rink. So yes, the bloody Terminator eels coming at John Connor, but Marcus jumps out and saves him, trying to prove his worth, even though Skynet had programmed incorrectly. He would just let the thing have at him. Peter Andre's 60-minute makeover was apparently filmed in Western-super-Mare. Thank you, Michael Myers. After visit the sets and area, as you could be mine is. Oh yes, you could be mine is in this. It's coming up in a minute when so yeah, he's got half his face missing. And even it doesn't look good effect because it seems to be moving when he's not on and static when he's moving. Even though ILM did this, most effects, I should say. The Stan Winston studio did the practical ones. But yes, You Could Be Mine is played in a minute. There's Slipknot. You're completely correct, Slipknot fan. I did not have any games. I do not have any video games of Terminator 2. I forgot about that now. I probably could have got a few cheap ones. Nuts. Next time. But yeah, I should have got something. Even if it was just a Spectrum game. Falling on the ice. Orange counts as having a fall. Purple bruises. And being laid up on the bed with stiff back for a couple of days. Yes, I speak for experience. I did. My rear tire on my bike was mostly bald, no grip, and the same bridges that I have the problem with. I came up and it was wet, and I did a hard 90-degree right. I came off and then had a big bruise on the side of my knee, and then I've now got two new tires with plenty of grip. Movies in 2009. No streaming movies back then. I wish it had stayed that way. What was it? Netflix was still doing DVDs by post. Don't know. Let's have a look. What classic films have we got from that year then? Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel, Night of the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, the Star Trek remake, Prince of Persia. I enjoy Prince of Persia. Inglourious Bastards, The Proposal, that was alright. G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra. Oh dear. Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs, that's a fun one. District 9, Public Enemies, more bail, but Paranormal Activity, Final Destination, Watchmen, Paul Blart, see? Hannah Montana, the movie. Taking a Pelham 123 remake, Bruno. Help me, someone. Hotel for Dogs. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I don't know if that's... Was that the Fincher one? Zombieland. Bloody Valentine remake. The Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, Friday the 13th remake. Medea Goes to Hell, Jail. Oh dear. Pink Panther 2. Saw 6. Year 1. Oh dear. There's got to be something here. No. Half of these I haven't even heard of. Halloween 2. Yay, Cochrane. New Year's Cochrane. Hello, Kelly. Like Terminator. There you go. Falling ice sounds like a bitch. Exactly. So I do have sympathy for the dancing on ice people. The shaky cam, even in such a small screen, is getting on my tits. You think 20 million dolly track or two. Yeah, it's probably was shot on a dolly and then thought, oh, run this filter over it. So here we go. Big speech again. He gets very emotional. Of the 3 people are alive in the world that can hear him. All the humans in this simply can all walk around easily in supposedly Terminator-infested world where there's no Terminator, isn't it? Yeah, they got eels, they got motorbikes, they got hunter killers, they got giant robots, but yeah. Got all these people with radios. Ooh. This is John Connor. Oh. Thought there was going to be more, but and then of course you get Bale doing the "I'll be back" line. Do 8,500 people never get notifications for your live streams? They got better things to do than watch this. Is it clear which scene of amazing acting the one that Bale was trying to do when that man distracted him on set? I don't know. I should. A good host would have looked. So here you go. So they've got radios and Walkmans. Somehow they got batteries for You Could Be Mine. So yeah, when they filmed the motorbikes, they were filmed with a person's on the bike, the stuntman, and then just erased him from it. But somehow these bikes, how do they? Pay attention. Watch what it does. It falls over, bounces, hits a car, falls on its side, and then it can't get up. So yeah, and then he's got time to run up, open its ports, and reprogram it. Yeah, it's got a USB-C adapter. He pulls off its eye, can override it, and then somehow it's got human controls. Why are these cars all parked out in the desert where they just suddenly stopped? Dear, it's all about that. Babylon AD, anyone? What year is that? 2019? I don't think I ever saw that one. So now we've got the Terminator main base. And you think it's crawling with Terminators, as we'll see in Genesis. But this one just has one. And then it's got one giant Terminator scanning the whole area. And then Marcus is upset because he's being let back in. Because he knows it's all part of the plan. Right, then we get this giant factory. And then everyone's going to explain to me what happens. Right, so there's John Connor cycling the lights and insurance. So yeah, he goes over. Suddenly he's. I think that's supposed to be the Golden Gate Bridge, isn't it? So somehow they were both started at the same place, and then Marcus had a head start of about 10 minutes. And he walked all the way to San Francisco from LA. And now John Connor cycled. This is not how it looked in T1 and T2. No. All humans had to stay in outside underground bunkers and the Terminators wherever exactly. The humans had laser guns as well. But then somehow he's just walked into the main factory and he knows exactly which console to go to. I don't know why AI would have consoles, because they don't need to press buttons. All right, this is what I noticed the other day. So he plugs himself in. He syncs like he's a fucking iPod. And then he goes through all this Unix system. And deactivate. Somehow he's can plug himself in and deactivate all the security and find out where Kyle Reese is. The humans in this are more robotic than the machines, adjusting the bloody bikes. I used to have a Terminator joystick. Oh, my Commodore, that was the shape of the metal Terminator skull. It looked cool, but it was awful to use as an actual game controller. I can imagine that. Because I got the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller for the GameCube, and it looks awesome, but then, like you say, it's not practical. And then we get the history there. Helena Bonham Carter's company was sold to the army and then became Cyberdyne, and then he's getting a history lesson, and then he shuts down again. Right, but where is it? Oh, it's coming up. Let's see if I can see it better later. Fast race wars happens in the deserts. Always ends in the factory, yes. So the first one ended in the factory, second one ended in the factory, then the third one ended in an army base underground. Oh yeah, so he's got the eye he's using to override. He can sneak in. It is supposed to be all part of Skynet's plan to get him into the factory, but there is 0 Terminators. Okay, one that walks past doesn't notice the doors open. Miss Frederick, imagine if you got the director. I did consider asking him, but I know everyone would just be slating his movie, so I didn't want to. Because what's he been doing? I think he's doing TV more now, isn't he? Like all action directors, they go back TV jobs. So, I'm trying to think where his big break was. Yeah, so he's producing a lot of TV shows. Director. So let's go back. He's done a lot of directing. It's music videos. So Korn, Cypress Hill, Smash Mouth, a lot of music videos. Sugar Ray, The Offspring, Charlie's Angels, 2000. Charlie's Angels 2, 2003. We Are Marshall. Don't know that one. Episodes of Chuck. This Means War. The romantic comedy action film. 3 Days to Kill. And then onto the Babysitter in 2017. Episodes of Lethal Weapon. Babysitter 2. Turn and Hooch TV show episode. Yeah, that's about it. So he would have been a possibility, but not much to talk about. That Brad Fiddle score in vinyl we have is amazing. I have the cassette, but still, yeah. I was very lucky to get that. I was local. It was on like Facebook Marketplace. It was like 20 quid. Not sold. And then, so why does Skynet need screens and all this if it's all robots that'll just instantly programmed? And then it's taking on appearances of all people that he knows to talk to him. But, right, what's the plan here? So he's got a... Damn, I missed it. He's got a new... Has he got a new body or is it just new skin? Because I thought when I watched this the other day, he was in the room and then his other body was on the floor. I think I've seen some of the joysticks. They look cool, but can't be practical. Yeah, because the whole point of the joystick is like you get your hand on it, but if it's like a head thing, it's tricky to move. Kyle Reese. Brad Fiddle's 73. Bloody hell. I've been trying to track him down. Because he's not just done Terminator. Right, so keep an eye on the screen. So there it is. He's on a room. He's been rebuilt. Maybe I missed it. I know he's another composer that gave up on Hollywood. Right, Brad Fiddle. Famous, True Lies, Terminators, Johnny Mnemonic. So yeah, he's still making music. Still gets money for using the Terminator music. Time Cop, he did the TV show. Composer, there you go. Mostly Terminator stuff. Rasputin, the movie. Eden, the movie. Blink. Striking Distance. Real McCoy. Straight Talk with Tits McGee. The Gladiator boxing film from 1992. Blue Steel. So yeah, this is the thing. Somehow they using the signal was fake they tracked down the submarine and blew it up with all the people in charge. And the Terminators have a chance to kill Clarice here, and then all they do is lock up in the cell, and that's what Terminators do. They are Terminators, as Sally says, yes. Charlie's Angels, right? Yep. I thought that too, Ian, yep. Any pets for hoes? Huh? Hey, there he is. Are you in service for the film? Right, it's good to see you recovering. I'll have the flu all over Christmas. Thanks to the bloody mother-in-law. Yeah. It's going around my workplace this month. So everyone's been right. Here we go. So door blast open, throws John Connor away, and then we finally get some music. Now, it's not the worst deep faking. It's just, did Arnie look that angry? So you got to get the skin off him as quick as possible because that's costing money. And then yeah, he just throws John Connor away again when he could just go. Yeah. And then he throws him for a third time, which would have killed him, but good evening, Dr. Impossible. Thanks for joining us. Hype Williams. I don't know who Hype Williams is. Any pets for hosts? I got a couple of cats that have that don't want to be on camera. Remember what you are. So it's like somehow he knows how to take his control chip out. Is this right? So maybe it's just. Crushes his whatever it is. I'm better this way. You'll not be given a second chance. So we get a big fight in a factory. And then, yeah, he throws the screen. Breaks the screen. Oh, no, and then he's jumping around. Lucy was my favorite angel. Yeah, you might be right. Diaz has got no meat on the bones by the time she was in those films. Oh dear. No. Malcolm McDowell is damn, there it is. Damn, let me go back. So yeah, he jumps down. Yeah, so then he comes across. Yeah, so it's a soldier in his suit. It's either him or something. I don't know. Never really explained. Right, is it him? Or is it Kyle? I want a lot of flashing lights. So he looks upon this thing. So it looks like it's him lying then, but Clockwork Terminators. Yes. And then yeah, somehow they've got an airport base that the Terminators never found. Right, there you go. So it isn't. It's a different place with Kyle Reese on. So it doesn't explain what he was looking at a minute ago. And it's another one where Kyle Reese is being thrown everywhere now. Not being. And then the Terminator rips another Terminator apart and grabs his gun. And then shoots him with a missile that burns all his flesh off. There's an early 80s satirical terrorizer. I remember seeing Brad Fidel's name on. Sounds nothing like the Terminator. Yeah, that's what. Oh, here we go. So we're in the factory picking heads for Terminators. And himself hated this film. Yes, he did. In later ones where the Terminator's just throwing people across rooms and they get up on phase, it's just stupid. I'd be in a wheelchair or dead. Yeah. They are thrown around like, oh, this is supposed to kill him, but it's not. It's crazy. They're Terminators. I can only remember one episode of Charlie's Angels, something with a van stadiums, so obviously it's a great memory. The original series is pretty good. Right, where are we? So yeah, we're in the factory, and then suddenly Stars found the explosive power cells that were in Terminator 3 that was used. The hydrogen cells. Life source of the T-800. Nuclear. So it's enough to... and then he just wires something around these things. And yes, Madar was in class in 1999 and Cyborg 3, so clearly a fan of robots or paychecks. Then we've got a lift coming down, and then there's no one in it. But then if it's focusing behind them, there's a Terminator. And then, yep, it just pushes John Connor out of the way. It could have just squished their heads together in one shot without them even noticing. But no, it's got to push them away. Oh. Bale's taken some damage from that push. The films we missed out on Arnie was governor, we'll never know exactly. He could have done the Conan, King Conan. I don't think there was another Terminator. That's so true. I can barely walk or do it. My back out. Never mind being thrown by a Terminator. Yes. God help me if I sleep funny on my neck. Not looking left or right. Malcolm McDowell is the greatest actor with the worst agent ever. He does appear in anything, but I don't know if he's a complete arse in real life or not. I don't know if he's supposed to, like in his character in Halloween 2. Oh, see, the Terminator, it's even slower in this one than it was when it was a fucking stop motion puppet. It's like he gets shot, stops and recoils, and waits for him to reload when he could just, and then misses. We just had that where he hits the Terminator's face, and then it gets cross, looks back, throws him down a level. That's got him pinned up against the wall, and it's waited 10 seconds to be rugby tackled by Sam Worthington. We could have had funny one who we're waiting for during Raw deal. Raw deal 2 or deal or no deal, yes. He could have easily done a Raw deal 2, going back undercover in the mob to take them out. Now, hands up who believes the rumor that Arnie has lost his accent. He puts on the Austrian accent now. Because when he did Hercules back in the 70s, he just got over from Austria and he couldn't speak English, they said. But now they're saying he's lost his accent. So he's just sounds American now. Damn. No. Terrence Stamp as the Lime, yes. I keep meaning to watch that film, but he puts on a terrible Cockney accent. I saw Get Carter last night. That was very good. Especially Dark Fate when he's flinging Linda about. Ooh, and most OPs, I don't find opening her back out with the original bit of a struggle. Yeah. Because isn't she like 70 now? Well, yeah, now Terminator's just pushing him and pushing him. And then it pauses. And then it scans and sees he's got a heart and punches him. But doesn't punch him through his heart, just punches his chest. And he's terminated. Because the heart needs to be good later on. Hey, Nicholas, joining us for the end. We nearly made it through. The Limey is a decent film overall, but Stamp sounds fake indeed. Yes, Salvation is a sequel to Terminator 3. Yeah, it is supposed to be following on. But they do keep saying it's not the future war as in seen in Terminator 2. John Connor's in there. Come with me. So this is a factory of Terminators, but there's only one running around to actually doing any terminating. This movie could have been great, but a weak script brought it down. Exactly this. None of this is making any sense. And then someone's making car reach noises. It's the Terminator. And then, yeah, Bale shooting a handgun at the Terminator. I don't think he's ever realised. Right, here we go. But it was just a trick to get him. It just happens to have the grenade launcher and then spews hot lava. Magma. And you think, he's melted another one. Well done. But obviously not melted it enough. I don't see how he could possibly have a thick Austrian accent after 45 years. Wonka Howard lost his Dutch accent as soon as the kid lost it. That is true. The Terminators in this should be known to be thronators. That's all they do is chuck everyone around and not kill anyone. I don't think anyone is killed by a Terminator in this. I think you might be right there. I'm trying to think now. So yeah, the old he's got molten metal on him, but now he's cold. So then we get where the scars come from, which is just hot hands burning on his face when he can barely move out of the way. I'm trying to think now, does the Terminator kill anyone? Apart from the big robots blowing people up, but they just seem to throw them. The explosion just seemed to throw the people about anyway, and then anyone else they just collect. Yeah. You might be right there, Sally. I can't think of one now. I can't imagine Glaswegian ever loses their accents. Oh, so now he's defrosting, and then yeah, we get the old Eddie Hitler resuscitator, the mains cables. I've not fell asleep from watching Terminal Salvation. I'm just making myself a cup of tea. I'm back now. Nice. So what have we got? 15 minutes, and then we can all relax and enjoy the evening. But yeah, just come on. If it works, I'm just bringing on a female orgasm, shouting at a man you're electrocuting. Brings him back to life. Because there's nothing... Oh, yeah. So this is another... John Connor gets skewered right through it. And then the only Terminator in the building is now destroyed. But... So he had this, like a fucking sword straight through the back. And I was not going to make it. Glad you're still with us, yes. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I got a break. You should be streaming tonight, man. I saw this at the Dollar Theatre. Oh dear. Terminator, throw it back. So yeah. Somehow he got skewered. But he can still limp out. I think Arnie does at least exaggerate his accent. Arnie throws the apartment guy around in T1, but that one's realistic. He gets completely fucked up real good. Yes. That's a good point. Oh, there you go. So, originally, the script was leaked. Because the original ending was supposed to... I think there was two. Where it does... Marcus does kill... I think, really, he does kill John Connor. And there was the other one where this happens and Marcus takes John Connor's face and puts it on his body. So everyone thinks John Connor's still alive, even though he's technically dead. He takes over John Connor. And then we got this even more ridiculous ending where the veterinary nurse, there's a heart transplant between the two of them in the open-air desert with limited equipment. And luckily a match, and they got all the medicines that needed afterwards. At least this one doesn't have Doctor Who in it, or that teenager from Game of Thrones. Yes, that's next time. But... Yes, we'll talk about that. I can't be bothered talking about Genesis yet. The Now Comics Terminator series is basically Salvation, but done much better. I forgot to mention I've got the Terminator comics that came out in the early 90s, but they're not really referencing the films. They got a couple of pictures. John Connor seems like someone I should have met in real life, but never seen anyone with that name. It's quite a common name. Because in Rising Sun, Sean Connery's character, is it called John Connor in that? Because when Crichton was writing it, he was thinking of having Connery as that character. I've lost my dollar back. The ending, yes, I'm guessing John Connor getting killed and becoming a cyborg, which we'll see in Genesis. Many scripts for decent films never seem to get leaked. I'm starting to see that this film is not very sensible or believable. Well, thank you. It's only taken me an hour and 45 minutes to convince you. But yeah, and then Clarice gets the jacket with the... What is the... Is it just this red band? Does it just mean you're part of the resistance? Surely that's everyone that's still alive. Yes, Anthem was too good for this film. And I heard China Interactive was taking a Terminator film. I couldn't believe it. I think everyone else was thinking the same thing. But who did... Fuck it. Who did Genesis? Does anyone know? Was it the director of Deadpool did Dark Fate? That's going to put all us sexist bigots in our place. Alan Taylor, so it's he was the Game of Thrones person, isn't he? Did Thor 2, Game of Thrones, and The Emperor's New Clothes. But he's back doing House of the Dragon. Yeah, back doing TV. So yeah, he did Thor: Dark World, then Genesis. Oh, I met a Sarah Connor. Oh, I bet she has a fucking hard time. People going up to her, Sarah Connor. This movie did not well. No, it did not. I think it might have been one of those that did better worldwide, but still, it barely, after advertising, etc., didn't make any money. I don't blame Christian Bale for shouting people. It must be more his career is over. Yes. James Cameron still wants to make more of these. Yeah. I'd rather he did a Terminator film than an Avatar film. But so yeah. See, so somehow they've set up this operating room, sterile operating room for heart transplants. John Connor's apparently an anglicized version, of Sean Connery according to IMDb. There you go. What's up, Genesis? Genesis is not a sequel to Salvation. It was a sequel. Oh, and then he's conscious and flying away in his helicopter just 10 minutes after heart transplant. But yeah, it's Genesis takes place after T2. And then rewrites T1 and T2 completely. Skynet would have remained faceless, being and not ever seen, as supposed to be a talking computer, which we get in this, or a human form disguised like in Genesis. Yes. This is John Connor. There is no fate but what we make. And we've done it. So Stan Winston unfortunately passed away making this, and so did Joseph C. Kubenik. So they get a nice remembrance. Right, we're done. Some people also deserve to get shouting. Yes. This film is shite. Oh, thank you, Michael. There's a review there. Dark Fate was a huge flop. Yes, it was. I didn't advise the Sarah I met to go extra for her own safety. Maybe I should have. Let's do check on her, see if she's all right. Cameron can't use Arnold anymore. Maybe that's what Cameron should be investing in, is de-aging technology. So star is Jada Grace Berry. But yeah, if he could work out how to do a convincing de-aging or CGI version of a deep fake, he could make a lot of money. So there you go. Roland Kickinger was the T800, and then the T600 suit performer was Brian Steele. Stunt people. I don't think there's anyone I recognize. Puppeteers. No. And then for some reason, there's only about 20, less than 25 stunt people in this film. Yeah, there's 5 lighting riggings. Terminator. What the hell? James Cameron, Morton, yeah, he's making Avatar films, which is, well, let's see. He's also in his 70s now, isn't he? We've had first Avatar was 2009, wasn't it? Same year as this. And then he's only had one sequel so far, and then he's got another 3 to make. Is he going to be around? Oh, Ian, that's very kind of you. Thanks. Cheers. Oh, Ian, you naughty boy. Yeah. Yes, yes. This night nurse is expensive stuff. Thank you. You're a very generous person. Terminator's a spoof. Has there been a Terminator spoof? Even if I think now. I don't know how you'd spoof it though. That's the trouble. Throw you around. Ah, throw you around. There you go. Obviously, an educated person. There's a sequel comic called Terminator Salvation: The Final Battle. It was a 12-part series. Aha! Thank you. He should have just stuck to his first movie now, then I can stick to not watching his films anymore. Yeah, the man that did Terminator, Aliens, Terminator 2, and we'll give him True Lies. Less said about the Abyss. And then he went Titanic, Avatar 1 and 2, and that's it. Crazy. Yeah, there's at least 30 to 40 drivers listed. I find it hard to believe there are more drivers than stunt people on this film. That's it, Emilia Clarke. Savoy enjoyed himself. That's the main thing. Do you think I think, yeah, there should be a RoboCop Terminator movie. It's just they just go over the top and it costs $500 million. Sue this, yeah. I have to nip to the shop now. Well, this Night Nurse, I don't know if it coincidence or not, but you're only supposed to take it once a night, and so aids restful sleep, and then certainly works. But yeah, it's strong stuff. I thought you could have it several times, like cough medicine, but no, once, one dose. Oh yes, the Terminator Sarah Chronicles TV show was rather good. I'm going to dig out my copy and give it a long watch. Overdue rewatch. I've seen this series twice now. It's just a damn shame the second season falls apart so much that they stop making it. But the first series is good, and Summer Glau is a very sexy Terminator in an alternate reality to the series running out of the franchise. Yes, it's a very good one. I think Martin Clunes did a funny Terminator sketch spoof in Harry Enfield and Chums. Let's see if I can find that. Alita Battle Angel was better than Avatar. That is true. And then Cameron wrote, produced that, yes. Because I'm not a fan of that sort of thing. I was very off-put by her giant eyes, but it did work. Thank you. Yes, I'm hoping to be better for Tuesday's interview, at least. Yeah, Battle Angel was a good movie that we'll never see a sequel to, I guess. It's been 5-6 years. None of the non-Brad Fidel Terminator scores are any good. They all sound the same. Yeah, you could play me this song. I don't want to score. Yeah, it's not playing any music on this soundtrack, but I wouldn't be able to tell you it's a Terminator film unless it goes dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, a 90s Robo versus Terminator would have been awesome. That's VHS night. Let's wrap this up. Night Nurse zoinks you out nicely. That special milk Michael Jackson's doctor used to give him to sleep. Oh, is it? Oh, like the special milk. Yeah. Bloody Fox. Yeah. And it's also, yeah, so that's got another one with a Game of Thrones alumni playing Sarah Connor, isn't it? It's not any of Jacko's milk. Well, yes, he's got a biopic coming out this year, isn't he, Michael Jackson, with all his songs? I think, and I see, for some reason, people aren't flocking to see the Robbie Williams biopic, especially when he's got the face of a monkey, and they're wondering, well, why is this not doing so well? So yes, another Terminator film down, and another production company bankrupt because it didn't make any money. I like how most of Fidel's music sounds are quite different. Some composers seem to repeat themselves forever. That is true. I did hear something the other day that I thought, hang on. Sounds very much like so-and-so's soundtrack. Terminator's post-T2 sequels are a great example of studio greed. Yes, it's another thing. We'll chuck a shitload of money because it's bound to make money back. So yeah, still from the Terminator courtesy of MGM clip and still the Terminator. I don't know if that's the picture of Sarah Connor they had to reference there. But there we go. We're done. Good. Excellent. How do we score this 1 out of 5 then? So one of those, the situation with these sequels is as a futuristic action film, it's not bad. As a Terminator film, it's quite terrible. But the more I watch it, the less I like it because of all the fucking plot holes. But let's have a look. Good night, everyone. Good night, Nicholas. Yvonne's here. This film was boring to watch. Yeah, we just sat through 2 hours of it of the director's cut. I'm guessing the true Terminator horror is coming up in the next one. Oh, yes, lots of fun on the next one. Bye. Yes, good evening and goodbye to Yvonne. But yeah, I'm going to say 2 out of 5 on this one. I still remember seeing Salvation as more of a bad prequel than sequel. Oh, that's a good point. A generous 1 out of 5 from Michael Myers. Warner Brothers and Paramount trashed this franchise. Yes. And then they continue to dig it up and piss on it. Oh, 1 from Yvonne. 2 stars then. There we go. By Andy. Splendid stream. Get well soon. Thank you, everyone. Yay, I made it. Yes. Good night, everyone. Thanks for sitting through this for me. Get your better with your... Oh, my night nurse. Oh, nurse. Nurse Gladys Emmanuel. Indeed. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care before I cough. Have a good night. What's left of it, and a night.